guys, thanks so much for tuning in again with me today on the SHWeddings YouTube channel. I wanted to go ahead and share a bunch of ideas and inspirations that I found from the spring 2011 Martha Stewart Weddings catalog, which is currently on newsstands now, and it looks like this. And as you can see by all of my little dividers here, I actually have a ton of ideas that I found in here that I just thought were really good to share with you. Now, I'm only allowed still to upload 15-minute videos or less on YouTube, so I'm going to go ahead and just get right into it, and I might go a little bit fast, so I do apologize. But I want to make sure that I get everything in here for you. To see these features online on marthastewartweddings.com, definitely go ahead and look in the information box below, and I'll include direct links for all these ideas. But some of these are actually just going to be pictures of gowns, which I'm loving. And I'm going to go ahead and share my first one, which is by Christos, and I absolutely love designer Christos, which is this one right here. Not sure if you guys can see that, but I think this is gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous for any type of wedding, be it fall, winter, spring, summer. Has this gorgeous lace floral detailing down here. It's very light and flowy, so I'm loving that by Christos. Loving this inspiration from Oscar de la Renta. I don't think any real bride would wear this dress just because it is so short. But if it were like knee length, how gorgeous would this be? This is just more of an editorial, I think, than anything else, but I'm loving that from Oscar de la Renta. And then, let's see here, moving right along to Anne Barge. I'm loving this dress from Anne Barge. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. These flowy tiers are so in right now with dresses. I'm absolutely loving them. They were just starting to get popular when we were planning our wedding, so I kind of wish that I was able to get on that bandwagon, but I was not, which is totally fine. These tassels were also a DIY project idea as well. I'm not sure if you guys can see these tassels. And then later on in the magazine, it gets into more detail of how you can incorporate like an entire tassel-themed wedding, which is really cool. These, I think, are sold online for like over $100 a strand, which is totally ridiculous because you can so easily make these yourself. Sorry. Probably very time-consuming, but if you really like that effect, it's totally worth it. These program ideas I thought were so cute. These are programs, and on the back they have like a little envelope that's glued on with paper confetti. Now, you don't necessarily have to use paper confetti if you don't want to. You can use rice, you can use flower petals, whatever. Just put those in like a little vellum envelope in the back of your programs with like a little note that says, please toss this as the bride and groom may toss back down the aisle, or something like that. Just a really cute idea. That way people just have them with their programs. You're kind of saving a little bit of money. You're saving yourself an extra project as well. So I'm really liking that. Directions for a DIY birdcage veil. So simple. All you need to invest in is the actual fabric that you want to use, the hair comb, and then some hot glue, scissors, thread, and then a pretty little bow to attach to it to hide the seams, and you are good to go. So I thought that was really awesome. I really like that because I know that a lot of birdcage veils out there, especially on Etsy, are raising their prices a lot just because they are growing in popularity. So if you can make your own for like under $10, how awesome is that? I think this picture kind of sums up the mood for the entire issue of this catalog. The main colors that are really going to be popular this year for spring, summer, and fall even are very muted pastel colors mixed with like cool blues and cool grays, things like that. This was a real wedding from a couple, New York City Hall. Loving their color palette. I love their floral centerpieces. I am a huge fan of Dusty Miller accents. It's that like velvety gray-green leaf that you find. Love it. I love her dress. I love how simple it is. She wore gorgeous gray flats, so I really loved that. And let's see here. Moving right along for a kids' table idea. Using these little lunch boxes to put all of their supplies at, right at their place setting, which I thought was super cute. That way the kids can just kind of pack up all their supplies at the end of the night, take them home, and they might even have like a new lunchbox for school or art supplies or whatever. I thought that was a really cute idea, and you can honestly just go to the dollar store or Target and find tons of those. I'm sure they're not relatively expensive, you know, comparison to things that you'll be spending on your actual adult guests. So I'm loving this color tone, this color palette right here for these bridesmaids dresses. I know that in previous years, like, different shades of peaches were really popular, but I'm loving the mixture of the gray with the lavender. I'm not sure if you guys can see that right there. So pretty, so I'm really loving that for this season. I think that's going to be really pretty if any bride decides to go that way with colors. This is just the same color scheme again with peaches, but with cool toned blue toned cool blue colors. Oh my god, that was a tongue twister, I'm so sorry. But this tablescape right here I thought was so, so pretty with the peaches and the cool blue tablecloths. Just so, so gorgeous. Okay, I am in love with this bouquet. If any of my brides out there want to do this bouquet, I will love you forever. I'm loving this. I am a huge fan of fresh picked garden looking bouquets, and this one I think is just so gorgeous. And then they have some jewelry ideas down here going along with that same cool toned color scheme. However, these pieces are relatively expensive. A lot of them are like $100 and up, some of them are around $800, so I wouldn't recommend that you look directly for these pieces if you do have this magazine, which is on page 246. But I'm definitely, use that as inspiration. See if you can find some relatively cheap dupes on like Etsy or something. Now this page for just the overall color scheme, I was really liking the spread here. If you guys can see just the colors. Again, she's just using a lot of muted pale tones that kind of mix with oranges and peaches. So in here you have some light blue, you have some gray, you even have some coal. So not quite black, but not quite gray, just a very, very dark coal gray color up here. Not sure if you guys can see that. Loving that. I think that's awesome. Just this overall wedding in general, this bride actually wore a pink gown that's kind of like tea length, so I really liked that. If you guys can see. And then of course her bouquet, again that gardeny fresh picked look I absolutely love. So excited about that. Let's see here. This is just a continuation of their wedding. So on this page you kind of like just have an idea what their details were for their wedding. It was very natural, very ethereal. And then on this page you have their tablescape. So they're using a lot of succulents, which I think is awesome. I think succulents are very modern but very earthy at the same time. So if you don't want to go for a super, super mod look but you still want to have like, some gardeny type elements brought in, succulents are so the way to go. I love those. And I also liked the linen that they put over top, just a plain white tablecloth. You can easily do that, guys, if you just go to like Hancock Fabrics or Joann Fabrics, just buy a bunch of cheap fabric if they have a sale, get coupons, stuff like that. If you have a sewing machine or you have a family member that's really into sewing, maybe hit up some of those people for favors for your wedding and create beautiful table runners that are really unique and that you can probably also just keep and use again for like family functions and celebrations and stuff. So I liked that. And here's just one last picture of that couple, which I loved. Yeah, so I really like her dress. I think that was just so unique and gorgeous. Moving right along, I know I'm going really fast, you guys, so I do apologize. Here are some more gowns. Let's see, the first one is by Oscar de la Renta, and I'm sure no real bride could ever afford this dress, but just for inspiration purposes, I really want to share it with you. It's this green dress with the floral appliques all over it. I just thought that it was so gorgeous and like just worth showing you guys. Like, you don't have to have a super traditional dress, but you can still look like a bride, So I really liked that. And then of course, again, they're bringing in the peach tones here with the muted pastel color. So as you can see, this color scheme is popping up all over the place. It's becoming really, really popular. So I really liked that as well. And then, of course, here's where the tassels come into play that I first showed you. This is Martha Stewart Weddings' take on a tassel wedding. And I think that if you and your groom are really big partiers, especially if you're having maybe like a New Year's Eve wedding or something like that, this is such a cute idea, and they go on and on with different ideas that you can do. So here they have like place cards and cake and napkin folds that you can incorporate tassels into over on this page. And then on the opposite page they have like little drink stirs where you can add tassels, which I thought was really cute. And again, all you need for this project is just a bunch of tissue paper and regular paper and you are good to go. And then, of course, we have some like favor packaging on this page here, which I thought was really cute. On this page. And then over here we have confetti that you can throw at the bride and groom, which is just long strips, which kind of mimic tassels as well. So I thought that was super cute. I'm loving that. Phew. Okay, good. I was able to get it all in. I was really worried that I would just go on and on and on and rave about all these great ideas. But the Spring 2011 edition of Martha Stewart Weddings, great read. Out of all of the wedding magazines out there, Martha Stewart Weddings is the one I will always, always pick up. I really should have a subscription to it, but I don't. Josh is always on my case because it's so expensive. I mean, this is $5.95 for just one. I think if you get the subscription, you end up saving a lot of money, which I really need to do. But yeah, I'm just loving the color tones of this season, the muted peaches and grays and cool blues, and then the charcoal brought into that. I just think it's so gorgeous, and you could go in so many different directions. You could go completely modern with that, you could go vintage, you can go earthy. The colors suit almost any style of wedding. I think it's just so great. I have a couple clients that I have set for this year who are incorporating those color tones, and I'm so excited to see how that turns out. So yeah, I mean, just the cover alone of this magazine is gorgeous. But I mean, when you're talking Martha Stewart, it's always going to be amazing and so appealing to the eye. So yeah, if you're ever going to pick up a magazine, Martha Stewart Weddings for bridal inspiration is so 100% worth it. Brides is good. I think Brides is my second favorite just because they're usually pretty large and they come out monthly, so they constantly have new and interesting ideas. As far as DIY projects though, I don't think that they have as many creative ideas. I think it's just more of like a shopping guide as far as dresses and bridesmaids dresses, and then like favor ideas and etiquette tips and things like that, timelines, all that good stuff. I think Martha Stewart Weddings is definitely the way to go as far as inspiration and cutting edge trends and color schemes and all that good stuff. So if you are able to pick up Martha Stewart Weddings, please do so. I haven't seen them around a lot of just regular stores these days, which is kind of weird. I think I actually found mine in Joann Fabrics, believe it or not. I've looked in Target, I haven't seen it. I think you'll actually have to go to like a bookstore or something to get this, unfortunately, but at least where I live. So I mean, it might be different for you as well. Oh, one other idea that I did want to share with you guys, as far as like incorporating dishes into your wedding, if you're having more of like a gardeny picnic type wedding, I think it's such a good idea to kind of maybe purchase place settings that you'll use yourself down the road as everyday dishes, or perhaps even china. Probably not china because it's so expensive, but I mean, as far as just like your everyday dishes that you'll use, you know, for every night for dinner and breakfast and stuff like that, maybe buy a couple place settings of those, especially if you're having a smaller wedding, and then kind of, you know, use that as your wedding day dishware. And then at the end of the night, you know, obviously your caterer will wash them all off for you, pack them up for you, and then you can keep them as like your everyday dishes. So I just thought that was kind of a cute idea. And what inspired me is actually these new patterns by Lenox. So here's one ad from Lenox in the Martha Stewart Weddings magazine. And then they go into more detail over here. And I was kind of partial to these little birdie ones down here. I'm not sure if you guys can see those. Any of you that know me know that I love nature-inspired things, especially birds and trees, and these were like so vintagey. I just love them so much. So right here. So I mean, how cute would those be for like a vintage wedding, combining those turquoise and orange colors? You could use that as your dishware, then take it home and use it for everyday life. And any extra place settings that you had, you could of course just sell on eBay or something, or give away to family members or what have you. So I don't know, I just really like that, to bring a lot of color into your wedding. I just thought that was kind of a cool idea, and it'll also add meaning. You could even put little place cards or little note cards on each table that says, you know, you're dining off of the dishes that the bride and groom will be dining off for the rest of their lives. So anything like that that can bring personality and meaning to your wedding is always awesome in my book. So yeah, so that's the review of the Martha Stewart Weddings Spring 2011 magazine. I'm really happy that I picked this one up. I actually haven't gotten a Martha Stewart Weddings magazine in quite some time, just because they have been harder to find. So I think this one's definitely worth it. As far as the other ones, I think you might as well just skip them, go to blogs and stuff like that. I mean, most of this stuff is online at marthastewart.weddings.com as well, but I'm more traditional. I like to actually like flip through pages and, you know, mark things off. I'll probably end up cutting out all these pages and putting them in my wedding inspiration book. So yeah, so that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, I'll talk to you soon. Bye!